is Joseph D'Antoni. I've been doing string figures for about 25 years now. When I started with string figures, at the time, I only knew of the two-person game of cat's cradle, where I make a figure on my hand and then pass it off to someone else who makes another figure. And as a child, I only knew of that. One time I came across a magazine, and by chance there was an article about string figures that was made by only one person. And it was so completely new to me. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, that one could create out of string things different from the two-player cat's cradle. And the first figure that I ever learned was Jacob's ladder. And I don't know how many times I've made this, but it's the figure that stuck in my mind. It's so simple, so beautiful to look at, and it just seems so creative that somebody came up with the idea that you could make a figure out of string that looked like this. And that was the very first figure that I learned, and from that point on, I tried to find out everything else that I could about how to make string figures by oneself. And it turns out that there's a lot of information available on how to make string figures. It's just that I wasn't looking in the right places for it. Eventually I went to libraries, found a little bit more information about string figures there, and then I joined an organization that published a magazine dealing with string figures in Japan. And they collected articles from around the world dealing with string figures. And it was that exposure to the magazine that made me aware that string figures were really something that was still going on everywhere around the world, even though I didn't know that there were string figures within New York City, or I didn't know people directly that knew of string figures. Other people around the world were still making string figures.